We've got a question that kind of looks at this from a different angle, from Linda in Eastleigh. She has a question about how self-sufficient the UK is. So I'm sure you've seen a lot of the headlines talking about, do we need to stockpile medicines and food, because at the moment we're very reliant on things coming from abroad in some respects. She says, does the government have plans in place for us to become self-sufficient? So sorry to make you the man answering for the government for a second, in manufacturing and production. Or does the government have plans in place for introducing more training programmes for young British people?
On the former, no, the government doesn't, nor should it, because even in the event of the hardest possible Brexit, we're not going to need to be self-sufficient. We'll continue trading both with Europe and the rest of the world. It'll just be more expensive, more difficult in some respects. Some industries will be disrupted. Some things that rely on what's called just-in-time supply chains, where things go often back and forth across the channel to make up a car or whatever, will be disrupted. But we're not going to run out of food. We're not going to run out of manufactured goods entirely. So there's no need for the UK to. The UK could not. I mean, the UK, if it actually had to, could become self-sufficient, but that would make us all hugely poorer and have a much lower standard of living. It would be dreadful, but it's not going to happen. Even under the worst case scenario, it's not going to happen.
So for anybody watching at home, there, we're basically saying. We might find that goods get more expensive. We might find that the things that we rely on, that we import from abroad, depending on the nature of the trading arrangements we make, could cost us more money. But we're not about to see shortages. It's about costs.
Not overall. I mean, I think now whether there are specific. You mentioned medicines, further. Are there specific, very specific medicines where there's a limited number of suppliers, not in the UK, and where you can't store them because they need to particular conditions. Are there potentially issues there? Yes, and there I think the government is and should be making contingency plans. But that's not a sort of widespread, as a set of specific issues rather than a set of widespread shortages.
Okay.